gentle footsteps we began to climb.
Near or far we have reached across summer.
From Katbalogan, Mercedes, Bahanas and Basay. From our halls we walk their aisles.
Achievements and awards now in prize. Join us and we'll show you the greatness of SSU. Summer State University, soaring high with excellence. Seat of innovation, we'll build and serve the nation. Summer State University, it's the best for you and me. Your future and dreams come alive. So come on to Summer State University. Summer State University. So come on to Summer State University.
I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you in all the lovely things so fine and true. I see you in the beauty of the flowers and the rain. I see you between the lines of a sweet refrain. I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you. Even when I'm lonely and in pain, I see you in the beauty of the stars at night. I see you in my life, I feel alright. I see you, Lord, in sorrow and in happiness. I see you in the glory of sweet success. I see you, Lord, every hour, every day. I can see you, Lord, responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
Because my coach treated me like everybody else.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because a mentor believed in my potential.
Is why I am where I am today.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed I could.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I led my high school team to 2 championships.
I am a valuable employee.
I have a career that I am passionate about.
I will be whatever I want to be.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Like all young people, youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Disability is a global public health issue. It affects 1 of 7 people worldwide, and everybody is like to experience disability at some point in life. Disability is also a human rights issue. People with disability are among the world's most discriminated people, often experiencing violence, prejudice, and denial of autonomy, as well as facing barriers to care. Disability is a development priority. It has a higher prevalence in lower income countries, and disability and poverty mutually reinforce each other. Good afternoon, Philippines. Good afternoon, world. Good afternoon, Summer State University. So I am Flary from SSU, Student Welfare and Development Services, and I will be your moderator this afternoon's webinar. So, and now, before moving forward, let us first greet a pleasant afternoon to our university president, the mother of our institution, Dr. Marilyn D. Cardoso. Good afternoon po, ma'am. Also to the 4 vice president of Summer State University, Dr. Felisa E. Gumba, the vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Ronald L. Orale, the vice president for research and extension services, Dr. Lydia A. Gonzalez, the Vice President for Administration and Finance, and Engineer Maria Lourdes P. Amante, the Vice President for Student Affairs and Services. Good afternoon. And of course, good afternoon to all deans of the different colleges and the campus director of the different external campuses. Good afternoon also to the student of Summer State University. And let me say thank you to all those who are on board on Zoom and stream live on Facebook. Yes, we are stream live in Facebook, and anyone and everyone can join us in this live stream, so we can show you the greatness of SSU. So welcome to this webinar on Republic Act 9442, an Act Amending Republic Act 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons and other purposes. To give us the House rules and rationale of this activity, let me call in the head of Guidance and Counseling Services and Services for Students with Special Needs and PWD, Ms. Angeline B. Machate, a registered psychometrician.
Thank you so much, Flary. Let me share my screen. So welcome participants, so those who are on board or watching in Zoom, and also those who are streaming live on Facebook. So this is going to be an amazing symposium. As long as everyone follows the few simple rules. So rule number 1, please turn off your microphone and camera if not needed. Rule number 2, your name in Zoom shall appear coded by your honorific name dash affiliations. For example, Miss Ange dash SSU or Mr. Juan SSU or Miss Grace SSU. So for rule number 3 for FB Live participants. So you may share, tag, or mention your friends to join this FB live stream, but please refrain from posting unnecessary comments in the comment section. Rule number 4. So for Zoom participants, questions and clarifications will be entertained after the talk. So by then, you may turn on your cam and mic, or you may use the chat box. So the moderators will cue you if you are already recognized. So for FB participants, you may key in your questions and clarifications in the comments section. So, but it will be entertained after the talk. Rule number 5, please stay until the end of the symposium. So rule number 6, make sure to fill out correctly the attendance or evaluation and answer the post-test to secure your certificate of participation. And important reminders, attendance and evaluation link will be opened until December 2020 on behalf of those who will not be able to join the live stream of this symposium. So what is the aim of this webinar? So why do we conduct this webinar? So according to World Health Organization, about 15% of the world's population live with disability. So this includes about 93 million children and 720 million adults with significant difficulties in functioning. So in the Philippines, the 2010 Census of Population and Housing released by the Philippine Statistics Authority revealed that of the 92.1 million household population in the country, so 1.44 million persons or 1.57% had disability. The numbers of people with disability are increasing substantially, so more and more people are living with disabilities due to demographic change, including population aging and the global increase in chronic health conditions. So recognizing that disability is a human rights issue, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or TRPD, promotes, protects, and ensures human rights for all persons with disability. The convention aims to advance the recognition of human rights for people with disabilities who face discrimination and barriers to prevent them from participating in society. So in the Philippines, the Philippine National Council on Disability Affairs, or the NCDA, is the national government agency mandated to formulate policies and coordinate the activities of all agencies, whether public or private, concerning disability issues and concerns. So as such, the NCDA is the lead agency tasked to steer the course of program development for persons with disabilities and the delivery of services to the sector. So the NCDA is tasked to monitor the implementation of several laws to ensure the protection of PWDs' civil and political rights. So the Student Welfare and Development Services of Samar State University, through its services for students with special needs and PWDs, acknowledge students with disabilities, or the PWDs, indigenous people, solo parents, and students with special needs as part of the SSU community. So thus, the office designed programs and activities to provide them with equal opportunities as their peers. So one of those activities is this webinar that we are currently having. So this webinar aims to educate and inform the students with disabilities of their rights and privileges. So thank you, and once again, good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Angeline Machate. So without further ado, to introduce our speaker for this afternoon, let us call in the always active, the blooming Director of Student Welfare and Development Services, Dr. May Vicanyal. Okay.
Webinar for 2021. Okay. So again, as we end the 2021, we are happy to give you the symposium on RA 9442, or an act amending the RA 7277, or otherwise known as the Magna Carta for disabled persons. So basically for this afternoon, we will be hearing about rights and privileges that is actually included in the RA 9442, that is actually intended for some special individual. So for this afternoon, our speaker is an accounting graduate of Eastern Visayas State University, finished his master's in management in Asian Development Foundations, and currently into Bachelor of Laws, and he has been working in the Department of Social Welfare and Development for 30 years already. He started as janitor and worked his way up to becoming accounting clerk, budget clerk, canvasser, payroll master, field worker, social pension, and currently the PWD focal person of the SWD Field Office 8. So our dear student in Zoom and in FB, so allow me to welcome our speaker on RE 9442, Mr. Benjie Pelen, the PWD focal person from the SWD Field Office 8.
Good day, everybody. Okay. Maupay nga oras ay yung tanan. Patuloy po tayo sa ating discussion regarding persons with disability. Yung persons of disability parang napapabayaan na yan. Kaya nga yung gobyerno gumawa ng maraming batas para pagtuunan ng pansin ang mga disabled. Kasi pag meron disabled, akala natin lang sila pabigat sa ating kalooban, lalo na pag may mga relatives. At saka pag nakakakita kayo ng may mga disabled, parang binabaliwala lang natin. Di natin alam, sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, baka maging isa ka doon sa mga disabled. Kikita nyo naman yung mga vehicular accident natin, hindi mo alam na ganun mangyayari sa iyo. At saka meron din tayong mga relatives na may mga disability, at saka sa atin mismo, barangay, makikita natin ang isang disabled, minsan hindi na pangalan ang tinatawag sa kanila, yung kanilang disability. At saka yung mga tao na hindi marunong umunawa sa mga taong may mga kapansanan, meron naman tayong sinasabi na sa itaas, bahala na lang ang Diyos. Yun nga ang sabi nila. So dito na tayo sa type of disability. Type of disability, physical disability, intellectual or learning disability, blindness or visual impairment, deafness or hearing impairment. Yung physical disability, this refers to the various degree of movement and mobility problems and difficulties in performing activities of daily living. Yung may mga balakid, paglakad, at saka hindi ka makakapunta sa gusto mong puntahan dahil nga nasa wheelchair ka na. Learning disability, intellectual disability. This refers to the difficulty in understanding or in using language, spoken or written, that may manifest itself in an imperfect ability to listen, think, speak, read, write, spell, or to do mathematical calculations. Visual impairment, blindness. This refers to the loss of function, vision, or weakness. Establishments and public utilities to install facilities and other devices. Makikita natin ito ngayon sa mga building. Pag nagtayo ka ng isang commercial establishment, dapat meron kang ramp na daanan ng mga tao na may mga kapansanan o wheelchair. At saka bawat comfort room, meron silang design na para sa mga PWD. At maging sa mga public utilities, makikita natin na yung front seat naka-reserve sa PWD. 77. This was signed into law March 24, 1992, Magna Carta person. An act providing for the rehabilitation, self-development, and self-reliance of disabled persons and their integration into the mainstream of society and for other purposes. Disabled persons have the same rights as other people to take their proper place in society. They should be able to live freely and as independently as possible. This must be the concern of everyone in the family, community, and all government and non-government organizations. Disabled persons' rights must never be perceived as welfare services by the government. The R.A. 9442 was signed into law last February 8, 2007. An Act Amending R.A. 727, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Person, and for other purposes, as new chapter nominated as Chapter 8, Other Privileges and Incentive. Ito po tayo sa Republic Act 9442. Persons with disability shall be entitled to the following privileges and incentives. At least 20% discount from all establishment relative to the utilization of services in hotels, similar lodging establishment, restaurants, and recreation center for the exclusive use or enjoyment of persons with disability. A minimum of 20% discount on admission fee by theaters, cinemas, houses. At least 20% discount for the purchase of medicines in all drugstore for the exclusive and enjoyment for persons with disability. Ibig sabihin, exclusive or enjoyment, talagang sa kanila lang. Hindi pwede yung magpapabili ka para ka maka-discount pero iba yung gagamit ng medisina, hindi yung disabled person. At least 20% discount on medical and dental services, including diagnostic and laboratory fees. At least 20% discount on medical and dental services, including diagnostic laboratory fees, professional fees. At least 20% discount for fear or domestic air, sea travel for the exclusive use or enjoyment of persons with disability. Patuloy tayo sa Title 4, Prohibition on Verbal, Non-Verbal Ridicule and Vilification against Persons with Disability. Chapter 1, Deliverance from Public Ridicule. Public ridicule, yung parang pinagtatawanan natin. Purpose of this chapter, public ridicule shall be defined as an act of making fun or contemptuous, imitating, or making mockery persons with disability, whether in writing or in words or in action due to their impairments. Chapter 2, Deliverance from Vilification, the utterance of slanderous and abusive statement against a person with disability, an activity in public which incites hatred towards serious contempt for severe ridicule for persons with disability. Any individual, group of community is hereby prohibited from vilifying any person with disability, which would result into loss of self-esteem of the latter. So hindi na pwede ngayon pagtawanan ang mga disabled person. Pag may nakikita tayong tinitingnan natin pilay, bulag, hindi na natin pwedeng gawin yon. Dahil ito ang penal clause. Any person who violates any provision of this act shall suffer the following penalties. For the first violation, a fine of not less than 50,000 pesos but not exceeding 100,000 pesos, or imprisonment of not less than 6 months but not more than 2 years, or both at the discretion of the court. And for any subsequent violation, a fine of not less than 100,000 pesos but not exceeding 200,000 pesos, or imprisonment for not less than 2 years but not more than 6 years, or both at the discretion of the court. Any person who abuses the privileges granted herein shall be punished with imprisonment of not less than 6 months, or fine of not less than 5,000 pesos but not more than 50,000 pesos, or both at the discretion of the court. So, ibig sabihin, pag ginamit mo yung ID ng PWD tapos bumili ka sa drugstore, naka-discount ka, pag napatunayan na yan ang ginagawa mo na hindi pala yung disabled ang gumagamit, ito may kalalagyan ka, may penalties din sa iyo. Ito tayo sa RA 10070. It was signed into law January 26, 2010, establishing institutional mechanism to ensure the implementation of programs and services of PWD in every province, city, municipality, amending R.A. 7277, otherwise known as Magna Carta of Disabled Person. Excuse me po. Section 40 of R.A. 7277 as amended, creation of PDAO. Ito po ang PDAO, ibig sabihin ng Persons with Disability Affairs Office. So, bawat munisipyo, meron na tayong Republic Act na meron ng in-charge sa disabled person. Pagpunta mo ng munisipyo, meron talagang designate sila na opisina para sa PWD. Yun ang tinatawag na focal person ng PDAO. Yung mga first class hanggang third class, medyo matataas ang sweldo nito. Compare doon sa fourth and sixth class, Kasi walang pera yung parang lang sila. At the discretion ng mayor kung magkano sasahod sa kanila. So, pag pumunta kayo doon, pakikita mo talaga na mayroon silang kapansanan at saka matutulungan kayo kung meron kayong isasangguni when it comes to persons with disability. Dahil meron na tayong PIDAW office, Persons with Disabilities Affairs Office. R.A. 10366 was signed in February 13, 2003, an act authorizing the Commission on Election to establish precinct assigned to accessible polling places exclusively for persons with disability and senior citizen. During election, separate na ito sila, yung mga PWD at saka senior citizen. Hindi na sila mag-aantay doon sa mahabang pila para makaboto. Sa R.A. 10524, which was signed in February 5, 2003, an act expanding the possession reserved for PWD amending for the purpose of R.A. 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Person. Ito po yung mag-a-apply ka sa isang opisina, merong 1% na naka-reserve doon para sa PWD. Section 5, RA 727 as amended, ito po ang equal opportunity for employment. So, walang diskriminasyon maski anong kapansanan mo, as long as you are qualified, pwede kang makapasok sa isang opisina. RA 10372, February 20, 2013, ang Act Amending Certain Provision of RA 8293, otherwise known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. RA 10747, an act promulgating a comprehensive policy addressing the needs of persons with rare disease. Ito na po ang mga proclamation number natin na intended talaga ito para sa mga disabled person. Proclamation number 361, declaring the third week of July as the National Disability Prevention and Rehabilitation Week, which shall culminate on birth date of the Sublime Paralytic Apolinario Mabini on July 23 each year. Proclamation number 588, declaring the period from September 16 to 22, 2004 and every year thereafter as Cerebral Palsy Awareness and Protection Week. Proclamation number 711, declaring the third week of January as Autism Consciousness Week. Proclamation number 829, declaring the period from November 10 to 16 of every year as Deaf Awareness Week. Proclamation number 1157, declaring December 3, and every year thereafter as International Day of Persons with Disabilities in the Philippines. Ito po yung December 3, last December 3, nag-celebrate tayo ng International PWD. The annual observance of the International Day of Disabled Persons was proclaimed in 1992 by the United Nations General Assembly, Resolution number 47-3. Ito po ang meron tayong, kung dumaan kayo sa DSW Regional Office, meron dong malaking tarps na which commemorating the December 3 PWD, International PWD. RX 6759, an act declaring August 1 of each year as White Cane Safety Day in the Philippines and for other purposes. White cane ang tungkod na ito yung mga para sa mga bulag. Proclamation number 157, declaring the month of February as National Down Syndrome Consciousness Week. RA 11228, an act providing for the mandatory PhilHealth coverage for all persons with disability, amending the purpose of Republic Act number 7277 as amended, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for persons with disability. Ito pong yung advocacy natin sa DSWD na pinupurso natin na lahat ng PWD mamember ng PhilHealth. Itong membership ng PhilHealth, ang gumagawa nito ay ang DOH through Ma'am Laura Paharis doon sa regional office ng DOH. Yung usapan namin ni Ma'am Laura na ang pag-register ng PWD, meron silang seminar. Last July daw, nagpatawag sila sa mga MSWDO. Among the 146 municipalities, 37 lang ang compliant. So ibig sabihin, yung ibang munisipyo, hindi pa sila nakaregistry at saka hindi pa sila membro ng PhilHealth. Yung ano nga sabi nga ni Ma'am Laura, na pumunta rito yung taga Central Office to train yung MSWDO order representative para doon sa encoding at sa mga password. Ang nagpapatulong nga si Ma'am Laura sa mga munisipyo dahil ito lang ang 37 na compliant. Baka meron kayong kilala, i-urge nyo yung mga munisipyo na hindi pa kasali. Kasi yung nakalagay lang dito, yung Baybay Leyte, Maasin City, Tacloban City, Albuera, Alin Northern Samar, Anahawan Southern Leyte, Balangkayan Eastern Samar, Barugo Leyte, Kapul Northern Samar, Carigara, Katarman, Dagami, Daram, Hinabangan, Hulita, Lapas, Lapinig, Las Navas, Maripipi, Matalom, Matuginaw, Nabal, Palo, Rosario, Northern Samar, Salcido, San Isidro Leyte, Matuginaw, San Puli, San Roque, Northern Samar, San Sebastian, Samar, San Vicente, Northern Samar, Sugod, Southern Leyte, Santa Pita, Buntabon, Tarangnan, Marabot. Ito lang ang mga DSWD na merong registry sa DOH. So, ang sabi ni Ma'am Laura, sana makumpleto na kasi kawawa naman yung mga disabled natin, hindi pa sila naka-registry sa Department of Health. Saka yung mga bata nga pala, from 0 age, pwede nang maging member ng PhilHealth. So, yun ang advocacy natin sa DOH at saka DSWD na member sila ng PhilHealth. At saka by the way, isingit na lang natin dito sa DOH, parang meron silang by 2021 meron silang ipamimigay na mga wheelchair, mga crutches, cane. Basta compliant kayo doon sa sinabi ko na 37. At kung hindi kayo compliant, mag-ano muna kayo, magpa-registry. At saka before mabigyan ng isang PWD ng assistive devices o ano pang kailangan nila doon, magpapa-medical certificate ka at saka may sulat galing sa inyong munisipyo, permado ng PWD, Federation President, or any officers sa inyo, PWD, at saka ipapasa doon sa DOH. Sabi ng DOH, kung nasa malayong lugar ka, sabihin natin wheelchair, ipapalo ka pa rin ng doktor sa inyo. Sabihin natin nasa Lapinig ka, merong doktor dyan accredited ng DOH, siya ang titingin sa'yo kung pwede ka bigyan. Kasi hindi lang basta-basta yung mga assistive devices na ibibigay yan, may marami pang medical examination. I-endorse doon sa DOH, pwede daw ipadala kung saan banda ng Region 8 yung inihingi ninyo as long as qualified kayo. Yung RA 11215, an act institutionalizing a national integrated cancer program and appropriating funds therefore. Ito po, kasi yung mga disabled natin, tayo mga disabled na pag okay na yung sakit, bumalik na siya sa normal, hindi na siya considered as disabled. At saka yung disabled nga pala, yung mga identification card ng disabled, sabi ni Ma'am Laura sa DOH, nire-renew yan every 3 years kasi baka daw hindi ka na membro ng disabled, gumagamit ka pa rin ng ID at saka nakaka-avail ka ng discount. So kaya nga 3 years lang ang duration, saka renew na naman. Ito po yung parameters used in confronted with chronic illness with disability. Is the illness 6 months or more? Does it require long-term treatment? Is there no cure to the illness? Is the disease still lingering despite of the treatment? If the answer to all 4 questions is yes, it is chronic illness. Next step, number 1. Did the illness cause any impairment or restriction of functions that could no longer perform activities daily living by himself? Did the illness cause him to be unable to perform gainful employment or livelihood activities for income generations? Did the illness made him withdraw from his usual social circles or develop behavioral changes which affect his interpersonal relationship with family members or friends? Then he can be considered as having a disability. The disability type will depend upon the evaluation of the PDAO staff of SSU-SWDS staff based from the medical certificate of attending doctor. Psychosocial disability. Any acquired behavioral coma, cognitive, emotional, or social impairment that limits one or more activity necessary to effective interpersonal transactions and other civilizing process or activities to daily living such as but not limited to deviancy or antisocial behavior. Thank you so much. At saka meron nga pala kung idadagdag, napaki, please. Kung meron ba kayong mga kilala na mga munisipyo o friends, relatives doon sa mga munisipyo, meron kasi akong hiningi na PWD master list. Kukuha tayo lahat ng registered sa inyong barangay at saka sa munisipyo kasi sa regional office wala kaming record doon. At saka pag nakuha natin ang PWD na ito, i-compare natin doon sa Department of Health at saka ipapadala natin ito sa central office. Yun lang. Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you po. Thank you so much, Sir Benjie Pelen, for that very informative discussion. So before we move on to our open forum, we would like to call in the Vice President for Student Affairs and Services, Engineer Maria Lourdes Piamante, for the awarding of Certificate of Recognition.
Okay, thank you. Samar State University, Capalogan City, Philippines. Office of the University President. Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Benjie Pelen in grateful recognition for imparting his valuable insights and expertise as a resource speaker during the webinar on Public Act 9442 and Act Amending Public Act 7277, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, held on December 9, 2020 at Samar State University. Given this 9th day of 12th day of December 2020 at Samar State University, Capalogan City, Samar. Signed, Dr. Marilyn D. Cardoso, University President. Thank you so much, Sir Benjie. Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Mama Mante. So let's now move on to our open forum. If you have questions, you can send it or comment sa natin sa FB Live or yung Zoom participants natin, pwede kayong mag-chat sa ating Zoom. So let us check here. So meron ditong tanong, Sir Benjie. From Miss Ange. Good afternoon po, sir. Ano po kaya ang mga available benefits na pwedeng ma-avail, especially po ng mga students namin na may disabilities?
Hello.
Hello po, sir.
Naririnig po ako, ma'am. Naririnig po ako, ma'am Plari. Hello?
Yes po.
Oo.
Po, sir.
Katbalogan, na ano namin ni Bernard, sabi nga ni Bernard, nandyan si Bernard ngayon. Sabi ni Bernard, dyan sa Katbalogan, meron daw sila, ano sila ng mga, hello?
Hello, sir. Yes po, naririnig po kayo.
Sir Bernard, nandyan ba? Sir Bernard, hello?
Present, Sir Bernard.
Sir Bernard, pwede mong sagutin yan kasi teritoryo mo yan. Hello, Sir Bernard. Pero ano, Ma'am Plari, sabi niya, nagkausap kami last time. Ito na si Bernardo.
Yes po. Ito po si Sir Bernard. Sir Bernard, nakamute po kayo. Hello, Sir Bernard. Nakamute po kayo.
Hello po.
Sige, Ma'am Plari, pakiulit mo yung ano, yung tanong ni NG. Ano sino yun?
Yung tanong po, ito, good afternoon po, sir. Ano po kaya yung mga available benefits na pwedeng ma-avail, especially po ng mga students namin na may disability? Anyways, sir, yung student po namin hindi lang siya puro Katbaloganons. Throughout the province or yung iba meron pa kaming students from Cebu or basta ano, sir, lahat. Lahat na pwedeng ma-avail ng aming students po. Ganon, yung tanong ni Miss Ange. Sir Bernard, naka-mute po kayo.
Hello po.
Okay na. Sige, Nard, padayon na.
Hello po. Okay na po. Okay na po.
Okay, okay.
Okay na po.
Oh, hello. Narinig na po ba?
Yes po, sir. Naririnig na po.
Okay po. Okay po. Hello po. Parang walang nakikita. Okay lang?
Okay lang, sir po. Okay po.
Okay lang po. Opo. Yung sa Katbalogan City po, yung kinakaber po namin, yung mismong taga Katbalogan mismo, dito lang po sa atin. Pagkatapos yung naman sa province, yung kasama doon yung mga iba-ibang munisipyo. Doon po sila mag-inquire sa province. Sa Katbalogan po yung...
So, ibig sabihin, Bernard, meron.
O sir, depende lang po yun sir kung anong kanilang pangailangan at kung anong sitwasyon po sir, kung anong mga available po sa office, halimbawa so pang-financial, meron din po doon at saka mga assistive device, meron din po kami din na naibibigay po sa kanila. Depende po sa kanilang pangangailangan po sir.
Okay. Sa amin po naman, sa regional office, so far ngayon, wala pa siguro kasi alam pa tapos na tayo ngayon. Baka by next year. Pero yung DOH po, nagsabi yung DOH na by 2021, marami silang matutulungan na assistive devices. At saka yung DSWD naman, sa amin naman sa assistance to individual crisis situation. Yun ang AX. Yun, Ma'am Plari.
Okay po, sir. So, may follow-up question po dito si Miss Ange. Paano po kaya yung process ng pag-avail? Ano kaya yung mga documents na kailangan nilang i-prepare?
Yun nga, meron naman tayo mga PDAW offices, lahat, doon kayo mag-inquire. Kasi alam nila yon kung paano tayo mag-claim ng mga assistance. Dahil sila ang nakatoka, sabi ko nga sa seminar ko, sa ko kanina, na bawat munisipyo, region-wide, meron tayong PDAW focal person.
Hello po, Sir Benjie.
Okay, Nard.
Sir, kaklarify ko lang po, yung ID, para sa akin po, pag nakikita na po yung disability, wala na po siyang expiration. Yung may expiration na 3 years, yun lang po na mga chronic illness. Kasi yung pag naka-recover na, yun po hindi na po sila hindi na po sila PWD.
Oo, correct Bernard, correct.
Okay po. So ito po, meron pa po.
Kasi yung nagpupunta sir sa office na galing po sila sa mga sa mga drugstore kasi merong iba na hindi daw tinatanggap kasi expire na. Ini-explain lang yun kasi kung nakikita yung disability, yun continuous po yung ID.
Okay po. So, sir, follow-up question na po. How about yung mga for example, can we consider scoliosis as po, PWD? Yung may mga scoliosis po. Or can we consider scoliosis as a disability?
Sir Benjie?
So far, yung natin ngayon, yung Rare Disease Act lang, yung mga cancer, yung cancer na victim ka, considered ka na PWD. Pero yung scoliosis, hindi ko alam yun. Basta victim ka ng cancer victim ka, patient, you are considered as PWD.
Okay.
Po ganun po sa chronic illness lang.
Okay, so another question po. How about gadget na pwede magamit sa school? Especially on my shift po ang learning system. Yung
So far po sa regional office, parang wala pa tayo ngayon kasi 'di ba nag-pandemic pa tayo at saka bago pa rin ako doon nakaupo last August lang. So wala pa kaming usapan ng ng central office na wala pa silang iniutos sa akin basta yung importante lang ngayon, yung priority, yung ma-member sila ng PhilHealth. Yun lang muna. So kung meron, i-relay ko kay Ma'am May kung anong mga bago.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Benj. Ito po, meron pa from Miss Andrea. May issue po ngayon about certain establishment and the mother of an autistic child. In her post, the mother wrote that she and her child with autism were called out by the lifeguard because her son was squealing with delight and at the water. The resort, which market itself as not just a resort but an experience as being discriminating and not an ideal place for a child with special needs. What can you say about this po?
Yun na, pag gano'n nga yan, ireklamo natin yan sa meron naman tayong mga, maski sa police, meron tayong help desk. Lahat ng mga government offices, pwede ka na magreklamo. Meron kasi tayong sa civil service. Kung meron man reklamo, so saan yan? Pwede natin, yan, sa police. Ano yan, drugstore? Saan drugstore yan?
Hindi po sir, lang yan?
Resorts po, sir.
Resorts.
Hindi ko alam. Bernard, alam mo yan? Ngayon ko lang narinig yun. Baka alam mo, Bernard, ikaw ang patuloy.
Ngayon ko lang din po narinig yan. Para sa akin po mag-explain po doon yung yung manager kung sino po yung may-ari sa resort. Pagkatapos po sa ay hindi ko pa na. Anong resort yan? Ano pala yung resort?
Hindi po naka-indicate kung anong resort, sir. Pero ano po yung case na pwedeng i-file or pwede bang magsampa yung mag-ina about sa nangyari or about the discriminating about sa nangyari sa kanila dun sa resorts? So, saan po sila? O kanina nasabi, pupunta sa police, sa help desk. So, ano po kaya yung mga possible na pwedeng isampang kaso against sa resorts or sa life?
Iimbestigahan pa yan, hindi lang basta yan, ipapatawag natin yan kung saan lugar yun. Sa taga saan yan? Tagatbalugan? Plamaplari. Tagatbalugan ba yan?
Hindi po siya, sir, naka-indicate
kung... ano mo kung saan lugar yan para maano natin ng MSWDO, yung Municipal Social Welfare Officer, para maapano yan.
So if ano sir, ganun na i-guide natin or parang i-guide or what, paano ba? Parang paano ba natin mapapacilitate yung mga ganung kaso, sir?
Yun nga, kasi yung pagpapail natin ng kaso, hindi basta-basta kaso. Dadaan muna yan sa barangay level, meron yung mga pag-usap-usap pa, kung ano, kung magkasundo pa o ano. Pag-usapan muna natin kung anong talaga ang talaga ginawa ng guard o baka na-misinterpret lang dito. So mas maganda, magreklamo sila muna sa MSWD. Oo, hindi wag muna magkaso-kaso kasi delikado naman both side magkaso-kaso eh.
Opo.
So,
at siyempre po, titingnan muna kung anong situation na nangyari na yung totoo talaga. Kasi hindi naman, porket PWD, kung anong naisip, yun na yun, mamalalakas ng loob magreklamo. Depende lang yun sa sitwasyon kung ano talaga ang totoong nangyari.
Oo, correct. At hindi naman lahat ng pabor o ilalagay doon sa sa PWD lahat ng rights niya. Yung kabila mayroon siyang rights din.
Ganun po yun. Hindi po basta-basta po na magreklamo kaagad.
Okay.
Dapat may basehan po at saka evidence, yung pinakamaganda, may evidence po tayo.
Okay po, sir. So, sir, ano to? Parang meron pa pong tanong. Wala tayong tanong sa Facebook Live. So, ano po yung mga sir? Ito, tanong ko, ano yung mga services na available na binibigay ng ng government sa ating mga PWDs?
Marami, kung services lang. Sige, ikaw muna, Nard, ikaw muna. Sige.
Okay po, ako po muna, sir. So, kanina lang po, namigay kami ng educational assistance para po sa mga person with disability na nag-aaral mula sa kindergarten to senior high. Yung nalaman sa office na siya po nag-aaral, yun, nakasama siya sa nabigyan po kanina. Doon po yung venue namin sa Summer High. Pagkatapos po, magbibigay rin po ang city natin kasi nag-request po kami kay Mayor Dexter na mabigyan ng konting pampinansyal ang lahat ng person with disability sa Catbalogan City. Magkakaroon po lahat ng mga PWD sa lahat ng barangays na na-report sa office na PWD po sila para makasama po sa mga mabibigyan.
Nice, Raymond. Yung sa natin, yung sa SWD, yung lahat ng PWD na kayang magnegosyo, meron tayong Sustainable Livelihood Program sa DSWD na i-evaluate kung talagang qualified silang magnegosyo. Yung pera na yun, parang dole out yun na capital para sa kanila, para sa araw-araw na pangangailangan ng isang PWD na hindi lang umaasa sa kanilang mga pamilya. Yun.
So, okay po. Okay, sir. So, it seems that I don't have questions na po. Wala nang nagka-question.
Can I add?
Yes po, ma'am.
Can I add? Students of Somerset University, we have already policy supporting students with disabilities. Now, first, for the dormitories, you will be given 50% discount sa bayad po. Now, as the programs, whatever programs in our university, sila po ay nasa first row. Just like noong graduation program, even if letter Z po ang family niya, so for PWD, nauuna po sila. Then of course, they will use the ramp, yung mga passage doon sa PWD. Another one, yung for the enrollment, uunahin din sila, hindi sila mag-ano, just in case marami talagang sila. Sa website ng SSU students, especially mga first year, hindi pa na masyadong alam nila. So please refer to the University Unified Student Handbook. Andun yan sa website ng SSU Handbook. Pakisibasa lang doon yung mga privileges ng PWDs. Thank you so much po.
Thank you, ma'am. Magaling, magaling.
Thank you po, Mama Mante. So, Ma'am May. So, it seems like wala na po tayong tanong. So, naka-live pa tayo sa Facebook, no? Ate Ange. Okay. So, thank you so much po, Sir Benjie and Sir Bernard. Mama Mante, thank you po. So, Sir Benjie, bago natin i-cut yung Facebook Live natin, final word nyo po or final say about sa ating training. O about sa ating symposium po. Sorry.
Marami pong salamat sa pag-imbita ni May sa opportunity na ito na sana na nasabi ko rin yung advocacy ng DSWD para sa mga PWD natin. Kaya parang sabi nga nila walang nag-aaruga sa kanila, parang lang sa kanila. Pero ngayon meron na tayong yung una-una natin yung PhilHealth at saka yung livelihood para sa mga PWD natin. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Bernard. Sir Benjie po, maraming salaad. So,
Sir Bernard, ano mo nang final statement?
Yung ang masasabi ko lang, so lahat po ng mga person with disability within Catbalogan City, sana magparehistro na po kayo para po kayo makasali pag na-training na po ako sa DOH registry. O para magkaroon po tayo ng exact number of PWD para matulungan po tayo kung ano po ang mga pangangailangan kung ano po ang percent ng mga disability po sa atin, kung ano pong pinakamarami, at saka para makatanggap po tayo ng livelihood mula po sa Region 8 office.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Bernard. So, people in Zoom, wag po muna tayong mag-out. So, kindly turn on your cameras bago pagkatapos po natin mag-live sa Facebook. So, magpo-photo op pa po tayo, sir, no?
Tama kami, Ma'am Clary, sa photo ops.
Paano yun?
After po, may i-play pa po na video.
Paki-request na lang po sa kay Ma'am Laura na yung training by next year na lang po para mas maganda yung yung mga participants ba, yung maka-attend doon.
Huwag muna kayong pumunta ng Tacloban. Next year na kayo.
Mahirap na po.
Sige,
thank you. Kasi
noted,
Bernard,
noted. Para yung mga taga-Catbalogan, mamimbre na
sila ng yung inihingi mo yung records, ipapalo ko na po pag natapos na po ako namigay ng financial assistance, kasi lahat yung mga PWD dito nagkakagulo na pagka-member na sila kasi nalaman nila na magbibigay yung city.
Okay, noted, Raymond.
Opo.
Sige, Ma'am Clary, Ma'am Clary. Photo-ops na tayo. Ma'am May.
Okay, so thank you po, sir. Meron po pong ipi-play na video, then magka-cut po tayo ng FB Live. So tapos, may request everyone to off your cameras para po. Sir.